Kendra, I instructed you not to mention my husband's name. These were the final words. Bambi shrieked and lunged across the changing room. Heels off, lashes fluttering, security moving too slowly, and Kendra, baby girl, didn't blink. What set her off? A single sheet of paper, a DNA test, one line, and Lil Scrappy 99. The chance of paternity is 999%. That was it. That was all it needed to burn down the entire empire. Now, ask yourself why this result was released just minutes before the reunion taping. Who sent it? And why did Scrappy vanish just as fists started flying? We are discussing. Flipped tables, shattered cameras, and screaming matches are so raw. Producers cut the feed, so we have the raw audio. But here is the actual twist. What if Bambi already knew the truth? And the entire explosion was scripted to flop. The narrative. Do you think you know the story? Nah. What you saw on television was a censored version. What exactly transpired in the green room? Unfiltered betrayal. And we have the complete breakdown. Stay close, because by the end of this, you'll be questioning everything, not just sides. Cameras were rolling, security officers were scrambling, and chaos ensued just outside the courthouse. Bambi did not come up to Kendra. She charged, her heels clicking like gunfire on the pavement. She did not come seeking tranquility. She came to grab a soul. Eyewitnesses said Kendra hardly had time. Before she could blink, Bambi was in her face, saying, "You think you won, huh? You think this baby got you the crown?" And well, security was late. This isn't simply about DNA testing anymore. This is war. The kind of ugly, reality TV-worthy fight that spills over from Instagram and into courtrooms. The kind in which no one leaves clean and everyone hides something. And at the center of it all, Lil Scrappy, the man who said he only wanted peace, suddenly has two women, are turning Atlanta into an emotional battleground over a kid that he should have claimed months earlier. But first, let us rewind. There were whispers before the shouting, the attack, and the DNA bombshell which spread like a virus on Twitter. There were whispers that Bambi and Kendra were not done, that what happened behind closed doors in trailers, green rooms, and those hush VH1 meetings was considerably more chaotic than what the world witnessed on film. Remember how Scrappy was caught sneaking out of Kendra's place late at night last year? He stated he was merely dropping off documents. Yes, those documents purportedly contained a bottle, a blanket, and a baby outfit. Nobody believed that back then. But now that documentation is in hand, it appears that Kendra was never lying. She simply sat back, grinned, and waited for the truth to burn everything down. According to production sources, Kendra had been planning this reveal for several months. She knew Scrappy was the father. She had the testing done privately. She intentionally disclosed the results, timing it so that Bambi would learn about them through social media rather than Scrappy himself. Savage, oh sure, but also calculated. Bambi is already on edge, with ominous spirals. She notices the trending tweets. Scrappy's baby mama agreed. It's Kendra. She notices the shade. Room pillars. She notices the meme of Kendra smirking with the tagline told, "Y'all," and something about her photos. She passed out. One crew member stated, didn't care who was looking. Cameras, producers, people. It was like she had been. Bambi had been holding this in for years, but what he didn't realize was that Kendra had backup, not just the paternity test, but also video footage, proving that she wasn't playing by the rules. She had receipts from the night Scrappy reportedly stayed at her condo, as well as security footage of him entering the building with a duffel bag and a baby blanket hanging out the side. Guess what? That footage somehow got Scrappy, who has been evading accountability like it's a sport, has been dispatched to the love and hip-hop producers. And you already know what that means. It's no longer just personal. It's also being broadcast. He denied sleeping with Kendra, then denying being the baby's father. And now that he has solid proof, he is playing the victim card. I was confused and in a bad place. I had no idea what was going on. You didn't know what was going on when you were making bottle runs in the middle of the night. You didn't know what was going on when you signed those hush-hush infant support agreements that suddenly disappeared. Let's talk about those documents. Insiders say Scrappy may have covertly been providing money to Kendra for months' quiet transfers. Cash. No paper trail, but now that Kendra has gone public, There's conjecture that she's supposedly prepared to sue for full child support, back pay, and even emotional damages for being labeled a liar on national television, and the public is loving it. Twitter is in disarray. One person, girl, you turned a DNA test into a promotional opportunity. And Scrappy, well, let's just say he's got 3 phones, 2 lawyers, and 1 paternity test that may just ruin his reputation forever. And that's just the beginning, because what comes next will make this mess look like. And just when you thought the room couldn't hold any more commotion, Bambi stood up. The cameras were already rolling, and her voice cracked with wrath, tears streaming through her makeup as she screamed at Kendra. You think this is a game? You've been wanting him and preparing this. Kendra didn't even flinch, just smirked. In order to prevent Bambi from lunging over the coffee table, security had to intervene 3 times in the next 5 minutes. Every love and hip-hop enthusiast knew what was about to happen with that sneer. Scrappy Man was caught like a deer in headlights, unsure whether to escape, cry, or beg for Jesus, according to an unnamed producer who later told a blog. Meanwhile, he knocked over a glass of champagne, dragging someone's pocketbook with it. We weren't rolling anymore, but the cameras stayed on just in case, and everyone smelt blood and saw views. Behind the scenes, text messages began to seep like faucet drips from a scandal. Kendra had allegedly been hinting to her stylist for months that she and Scrappy had unfinished business, with one message reading, "Scrap left my system. It's only a question of time." Bambi is aware of this as well. Another insider from the hair and makeup crew stated Kendra and Scrappy were photographed getting too cozy during a late-night race shoot in Atlanta. And guess what? That was after Bambi had posted an anniversary greeting for Scrappy. 3 grainy images showing Scrappy sitting way too close to Kendra in a private booth were shared by someone posing as a cousin, but subsequently revealing themselves to be a spiteful ex-roommate. Rounds on Twitter. You know the type. One arm barely around her. Low lighting. Both pretending they didn't notice the flash. The internet went berserk. One fan tweeted, "Scrappy got more drama than the Zeus network and all more episodes are combined." Another person said, "Bambi better get her lick back." Kendra seems to have been playing the long game. Within hours, the hashtag Scrappy drama was trending. Here's the kicker. Kendra's lawyers began sending out Candace's letters to various blogs, requesting that they remove the leaked texts and photographs, which further strengthened people's belief that everything was true. Then came the second DNA test. The initial test was conducted off camera in a low-key manner and just featured Scrappy and the youngster in question, but Bambi refused to go down without a fight, demanding an independent lab evaluation and alleging that the test was designed to shame her. And what does BH1 do when things get messy? They lean in. Now, on episode 7, cameras roll again, this time at a law office, where a certified medical officer reads the second test authorized on television. The chance of paternity is 998%. Kendra bites her bottom lip and wipes a crocodile tear before whispering, "Told y'all, guess I don't lie." That was it. That was the moment Bambi collapsed. Later on the show, a producer's mic captured Bambi in the hallway, sobbing into her phone. "He promised me." He swore she meant nothing. Memes with the tagline, "When you realize your enemy wasn't delusional." She was patient, spread like wildfire on Twitter, Instagram, and even Facebook Andes. But don't forget Scrappy and all of this. The man became an unintentional meme producer. One clip showing him blinking confusedly with a glass of water in his hand went viral with the phrase, "Mama D," wearing a dazzling tiara and sipping wine. Went live on Instagram and stated, "I've been told that girl Kendra got a spell on my baby. I have seen it." Bambi did not have a chance. And everyone believed her because if there's one thing Mama D gon' do, it's deliver a royal decree while anarchy reigns, apparently. Bambi's lawyers issued a restraining order request to restrict Kendra from attending any future VH1 shootings while Bambi is planned, citing emotional distress and claiming Kendra had orchestrated public ambushes through the show. But guess what? Kendra clapped back with her own legal complaint, slander, and emotional abuse. In truth, she was a victim of falsehoods and deceit. A VH1. According to an insider who spoke with a blog, there are plans to remove Bambi's scenes from the upcoming season since she is now regarded as a high-risk character who is too unpredictable. Then, just when things seemed to be settling, Kendra delivered her bombshell. A strange tweet with 3 words, check the footage. Within minutes, fans went looking, and guess what they discovered? Old behind-the-scenes footage never shown, where Scrappy and Kendra are seen. They are talking in a dressing room, and his hand brushes hers. She smiles, and he says, "You know this isn't over, right?" The internet exploded, and Bambi supporters began demanding. Bambi felt betrayed from every source, even her so-called family, and her countenance did not flinch. But her eyes spoke the story: hurt, wrath, and absolute disbelief. Kendra, on the other hand, was relishing every second. She didn't have to clap back since Mama D did it for her. All Scrappy had to do was sit back, sip her green juice, and let the drama unfold in 4000 Ultra HD. Then came the viral voicemail leak, a 2-minute audio recording supposedly of Bambi left in a fury on Scrappy's phone, in which Scrappy threatened to fight for full custody of their children and reveal secrets she had requested her to stay quiet about for years, but she didn't have to. The internet did what it does best: it speculated. Some assumed Bambi was referring to Scrappy's hidden gambling addiction, while others said she had audio of Scrappy talking awful about his castmates behind the scenes, enough to have many producers fired. A few trolls even claimed she had proof. Scrappy was not. Scrappy walked into a church in Atlanta wearing a sweatshirt pulled low over his face, despite the fact that he was the father of another child from a different lady. The whispers were limitless, which was just what Bambi intended. A pastor later confirmed he'd asked for prayer for strength and clarity. And while we don't know what exactly he was praying for, it was evident the man was drained emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Kendra, on the other hand, Bambi was also given a position in the upcoming Zeus Network docuseries Baby Mamas of the South, but she declined, citing that she would not be caught dead sitting on a. Kendra responded on Instagram Live saying, "She furious cause I don't have to yell to be heard. When the test came back positive, I knew the truth." Fans were now firmly divided into two camps. Hashtag Team Bambi accused Kendra of being manipulative, patient like a snake, waiting for the best opportunity to strike. They claimed she used the kid as a pawn, drew Scrappy back into her circle. Hashtag Team Kendra asserted that Bambi played herself, claiming that if Bambi was secure in her marriage, no outside woman, baby or not, could have destroyed her household. This kicked off a chain reaction of destruction that Bambi had not anticipated. They said Bambi allowed her ego get in the way, and instead of dealing with the realities, she opted to lash out and now appears unstable to the public. Producers at Love and Hip Hop were eager to capitalize and postponed the reunion taping to leaked film from behind the scenes shows Bambi demanding protection at all times and refusing to sit on the same couch as Kendra. Kendra, ever so cool, responded, "If she can't handle the truth, maybe she should not show up." Bambi filed a formal defamation action against Kendra, alleging that she planned a media hit to harm her public image and lost her commercial opportunities. Kendra retaliated with a countersuit, alleging Bambi physically and verbally abused her many times on and off camera. The matter is still pending, but depositions are slated to begin next month, and insiders say both ladies intend to come equipped with screenshots, recordings, and surprise. And just when the dust seemed to settle, Lil Scrappy did the unthinkable. He went live, not on Instagram or Facebook, but on Twitch. He logged into his long-forgotten gaming channel, surrounded by LED lights and stacks of energy drinks. He told his admirers, "Do you want to know the truth? I ain't choosing anyone. I am simply trying to retain my sanity." The live stream drew over 90,000 views in the first hour. Scrappy revealed in it that he had made mistakes. "I ain't flawless," he added. "I messed up. I harmed people. I told lies. But at the end of the day, that child is mine. I understand it now, and I've got to do what's right." He did not defend Kendra. He did not attack Bambi. He simply sounded exhausted. And true or not, the internet did not support the peacemaker act. One fan remarked, "Scrappy out here talking like he the Dalai Lama, but he started this entire problem." Another said, "You should have kept your Twitch login." Meanwhile, Kendra wrote a mysterious remark that said, "Peace doesn't always mean silence. Sometimes it means telling the truth, no matter who it shakes." Bambi, she stopped using social media, erased all of her images, and wiped her bio clean, leaving no stories, tweets, or other anything. During that quiet, fans heard everything. They overheard a woman at her breaking point. They overheard a mother battling to keep her family together. They heard the silence before the following storm. Because, if this saga has taught us anything, it is that the truth does not end drama. It simply begins a new chapter. So, now what? After all has unfolded, after the screaming match, the hospital visit, the leaked tape, and the family being torn apart on camera, we have to wonder how they will recover. Does Bambi really want to come back? Was that an attack on her final statement? And Kendra, arrogant, smiling, and unspoiled, is she playing a long game here? Was this all part of the plan from the beginning? Lil Scrappy may have been proven as the father,